The great saying is next year will be a better year. We've had back-to-back drought conditions. I've never seen a farmer that would rather have an insurance check than he would have a good crop that he could bank on his own. It's a matter of pride. Insurance doesn't cover all the costs, and a good crop will, hopefully.
All right, when we first come out to the field, we want to identify what part of the field has the damage. Sometimes it is the entire field, other times it's a portion of the field. And once we get that out, then we want to see what the actual cause of damage is. We have a varying range or different causes of loss that we do with the multi-peril crop policy. And for instance, out here today, of course, we're doing hail on cotton crops and going through the hail procedures that are required by our policy and the process to come up with our determination. So what we want to do is see basically what stage of growth, how old, or where was this plant when it got the damage? Because we need to identify that to properly assess the amount of damage that they've got going.
It could be anywhere from a total loss to a minor loss. It depends on, drought, they're probably going to lose their whole crop. If it's a hailstorm, they're going to probably lose a percentage of it. The crop insurance kind of takes up the slack on both sides, whether it's a total loss or just a partial loss.
This would be a good example of some pretty severe hail damage on that leaf. Once we have determined the amount of leaf area that's destroyed, then we have charts that have been developed by NCIS through years and years of research with grain sorghum and other crops as well. The more mature grain sorghum that loses all of its leaves is going to be affected much more severely, and the impact to the yield is going to be more evident. Then we would move into the actual damage to the head. This is actually bruised, and eventually that could fall off. After all of this is put together with stand reduction, the defoliation, and the head damage, we arrive at the potential for the crop in the field.
Crop insurance is a safety net. Just like buying insurance for your house, it may burn down someday and it may not. If you don't buy crop insurance, you better have a good banker.
So we can verify that this plant has definitely had, hail damage on it. So we would go in here and we would start our calculations. We have a lot of losses due to hail every year, some more than others, depending on how much it's rained and the storm patterns. But hail is definitely one of our biggest threats to our cotton crop on the South Plains. When we get any hail of any size with any significant winds, it can almost be just like a lawnmower or a shredder out there. That hail will come in and do some tremendous damage to this tender, live plant. As you can see, that does significant damage. Year in and year out, it can take out tens of millions of dollars worth of crops just here in the South Plains. So we want to protect our crops with insurance.
Crop insurance has become an integral part of farming, period. People don't probably realize how expensive it is to farm. You look at a brand new cotton picker nowadays, $650,000 for one cotton picker. Everything has gotten expensive, and without that form of backup in case of a disaster, it'd be hard for anybody to survive.